Good afternoon, good evening, this is John Paul Rai. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and this video is about some of my favorite people I consider shills and how they are kind of going down because a little channel called Geeks and Gamers is going up pretty fast. And this video, of course, is about Geeks and Gamers, but it's more so about the people who are watching Geeks and Gamers and the people like me who are into Star Wars and how channels like Geeks and Gamers are growing, as are Worldclassbullshitters, Anna That Star Wars Girl, and a lot of them, John Talks. But I'm going to use Geeks and Gamers because they're the best clear-cut example. And, you know, there's another channel called Hello Greedo, and a channel called John Campea, which I often argue are shills. They are dishonest. And I think that's starting to show. So let's take a look where they're at and where Geeks and Gamers is at and what I think is going to happen in the next couple of weeks, I guess. So Geeks and Gamers is on 128,331, and I bet if I refresh that at the end of this video, it's going to be a little higher in subscribers. And let's see where our buddies are at. So my friend Hello Greedo has 200,006.5, basically. It's 206,507. And he's got about, I don't know, 75, 78,000 more subscribers than Geeks and Gamers. But the problem is, he was on 204,000 subscribers like 2 months ago. He was on like 190,000 something like 3 months ago. So he's going up really slow. And the big difference, and the reason I'm pointing out this, is because I don't think Hello Greedo is necessarily honest. I don't think he's really being himself. He's just kind of playing the mainstream. He defends the Disney Star Wars and Star Wars in general, and I think people are reading into that. Even, you know, if they agree, he's just not like totally being honest. Then we have my other friend here, John Campea. John Campea is on 155,574, so about 155,000 subscribers. And again, John Campea was on about 154, 153 for like a month. Something like that. It's just going up really slow. And Geeks and Gamers, who is now on 128,000, was on like 100,000 like 2 weeks ago. So, you know, the other thing about John Campea is, I'm not going to insult him like in detail now, but I just don't think he's a very honest guy. I mean, right when everybody's seeing through Brie Larson, he puts out a video why Brie Larson said her words or something like that, and no one could say that but Brie herself, so what are you doing, John? And also, he came out with his video, famous video about how Kathleen Kennedy should step down about a year after Geeks and Gamers and Worldclassbullshitters, and all of us said it, basically. And he said, oh, she did such a good job, she's such a beautiful woman, but, you know, she should probably step down. It's just kind of stuff like that that bothers me. The other thing I want to point out is views. Hello Greedo, for his amount of subscribers, has very low views. I think his views are something like an average of like 7 to 10,000 or something like that. Like this one here, I know it says it in Japanese, it's 1.2 man. That actually means about 12,000 views. For that many subscribers, Geeks and Gamers gets 12,000 views in like the first hour. And, you know, after about 12 hours, they've got like 50, 60,000 views. So the problem is, for a great example, when Solo came out, Geeks and Gamers, not only Geeks and Gamers, people like me, Worldclassbullshitters, John Talks, the channels we like, were saying stuff like, you know, we can't let this movie succeed, you know, this is a terrible follow-up to The Last Jedi, this isn't what people want. And Hello Greedo had a video called 15 Things I Like About the Millennium Falcon. Is that what people really want to talk about when, you know, Solo is coming out? I'm sure that wasn't his only video, but that was one in the mix about Solo. So, you know, my point is, I just think you gotta start being a little more honest, or you're not gonna grow. Sound just went on. Whoops. And another favorite of mine is Kevin Smith. And Kevin Smith defends, you know, tooth and nail the Disney prequels and cries and this kind of thing. And he's on 380,000 subscribers right now. And you know what? I think it's actually possible that Geeks and Gamers will catch up to him. And here's the thing. Kevin Smith is in the movie business, and he's been in the business for like decades, so he should have a ton of subscribers, and they're gonna come up to the halfway mark on him, and he's probably not growing that fast either. I haven't kept an eye on him, but I happen to know a year ago he had about 100,000 less, something like that. So, you know, looks like Geeks and Gamers is going about like 1,000 every 2 days or something. So at that pace, they might actually catch him if he's a little bit stagnant like Hello Greedo and John Campea. As for me, I'm not catching up to them, but I'm having fun watching all this stuff. And like I said, you know, Geeks and Gamers and sites like them, especially Worldclassbullshitters, and myself, SC Reviews, things like that, we're honest sites, and if we see something good, we'll admit it. If we see something bad, we'll call it out. And people like Kevin Smith, John Campea, Hello Greedo, they don't do that. They see something that's actually good that they don't think fits like the Hollywood narrative, they just kind of either ignore it and say, yeah, it was okay. You know, they just, bottom line, just not so honest. Yeah, that's what the channel's going to look like, actually. A little while. Who knows? I don't know. And what I was also going to say is that it also shows what the people want, what they want to see. They're kind of sick and tired of like, oh, well, you know, this guy's playing the middle, playing both sides of the fence, just kind of saying this stuff is good. Kind of like Rotten Tomatoes. Like, what's the point anymore if it's not going to be honest? They're not going to have these scores where they could actually have both people say both sides. See, I just refreshed the page and they got 5. Let's refresh Hello Greedo's page. If you remember, he was on 206, 507. He lost one. What do you know? What do you know? Look at that. Well, that worked out pretty perfect. I think I just proved my point right there. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. I'm calling it right now. Geeks and Gamers will pass John Campea and Hello Greedo, at least. Kevin Smith, we'll see. I do shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. I got a Patreon, got it all set up. See you next time.